Hey, everybody, this is the Tell the Truth Sports Radio Show. I'm your host, Ron Fitch, and I'm going to tell the truth about the playoffs and how I feel about Doug Peterson and those shenanigans he pulled in Philadelphia. First, we want to congratulate all the teams that made the playoffs. The playoffs are set. I'm going to break down the matchups. I want to talk about the NFC East. Some people say NFC least, but it was compelling yesterday. That was a big story. Giants and Cowboys. The Cowboys came in firing on all cylinders, but the Giants, I got to give the Giants credit. They really came out strong with a strong drive to start the game. Uh, you got to give credit to their coaching staff, the general manager. They hung in there, and I respect that. I respect how the Giants came out. They took the lead 6-0. They came out firing, and it was important because Dallas had started out so well that you figured that they were going to beat up the Giants, but they didn't. And it was a really good game. It was close for a while, and then the game got interesting toward the end when the Giants took a 20, they kicked a big field goal when they were up 23-19. And the Cowboys get the ball and they're driving down the field. And Leonard Williams took over the game. This is what I love about where the Giants are going, even at 6-10. Leonard Williams and that defensive line is solid. He pressured Andy Dalton into throwing an interception, and I figured the game was over. Giants run the ball. Wayne Gallman looks like he's going to score. He loses the football, fumbles the ball. He recovers on the pile, but Dallas pounces on the ball, and it looks like the Cowboys recovered. So I said, wow, it looked like the Cowboys got screwed, but it appears that Gallman grabbed the ball and then they downed him, and then afterwards they were able to pop the ball out of his hands, and the Cowboys recovered. Crazy situation, but the Giants hold on. They win 23-19. Dalton was 29-47, 243 yards, 66.2 passer rating. He was lighting it up before he got there. Gallup was the guy. He only had 4 receptions for 49 yards. Schultz was really a main receiver. Lamb didn't do much. Cooper didn't do much. Ezekiel Elliott only had 42 yards. He lost his burst. If I'm the Cowboys, I just privately look to see if I can get another running back. I think he's trending down faster than I thought he would. And running backs, they trend down. They stay trending down. There are not too many Adrian Petersons in this world. But the Giants, I said, okay, Giants can win the division if the Eagles show up and battle the Washington football team. I'll say the Redskins. But this is what happened. And this is what annoys the heck out of me about these games. The Washington Redskins come out and they take a 10-0 lead. They're ready to play. The Eagles are not ready to play. But the Eagles come back. They battle back and take a 14-10 lead after Jalen Hurts, who ran well at a 6-yard touchdown run. All right. Washington had a money drive at the end of the quarter. I didn't think they had enough time. Alex Smith throws the ball to Logan Thomas, who's underrated. It's a tight end, 13-yard touchdown, 17-14. And I believe, because Chase Young is this good, I believe Chase Young went into the half and said, listen, they're not scoring any more points. We got the lead. We have one of the best. We're the best front four in the entire NFL. We're the best young defense in the NFL. One of. We're going to stop them, and they're not scoring anymore. But Jalen Hurts was moving the ball. He had a chance on 4th down. They should have kicked the field goal to tie the score in the 3rd quarter, but no. Doug Peterson did not. And they weren't. Jalen Hurts missed the receiver in the end zone, so it stayed 17-14. Now, here's where I lose respect. I don't know if I'll ever get respect for Doug Peterson. He takes Jalen Hurts out because Jalen Hurts could have given him one touchdown drive and I could have won the game because he was moving pretty good. He puts in Nate Sudfeld from Indiana University, who's never played, who's never took a snap before. He wants to experiment. And Washington shut that down all the way. And they end up getting a field goal. And they never went to Jalen Hurts, and Sudfeld the ball. You know he's not going to drive the last few seconds. And they run the clock out. And that's the end of the Eagles. That was Washington Redskins win the division. Congratulations to Ron Rivera battling cancer and overcoming that and winning the division, and Alex Smith battling injuries and life-threatening injuries and coming back, and now he's in the playoffs. So darn happy for those guys. But before I get to any other games, let me address Doug Peterson. That was gutless what he did. Sabotaging. And you saw his players were so upset. They want to win the game. And now, you want to screw it you want to get a higher pick, or you want to stick it to the Giants out of spite. I don't know what was going on. But the Eagles players want to win. They're on that football field battling. And you took out Jalen Hurts, who everybody thought you had faith in. You take him out to put Sudfeld in, who never took a snap in the crucial situation on national TV. It's one thing if you're playing a team, both teams are out of the playoffs, so you just experiment, and that's your right. But what you did on national TV was disgrace. You disrespected the Eagles. You disrespected the organization. You disrespected your team. And mainly you disrespected Jalen Hurts. That was gutless. I would have fired. I'd be probably going to stay. I'd fire him. Because if I'm the general manager or owner, I'm like, tell me why I shouldn't fire you after that stunt you just pulled. Not kicking the field goal where you could have tied the score. Or 4th and 7. It's 4th and inches, I understand. That was ridiculous. That was just, and he's been incompetent all year. The Cincinnati game, going for the tie instead of the win. The dumb moves against the Giants. It was one dumb move after the next. But congratulations to the Redskins. Now, when it came to the other games, chalk pretty much held. The Bills destroyed the Dolphins because the Bills needed to get the 2 seed. They got it. The Ravens destroyed the Bengals. The Browns squeaked by the Steelers, which didn't play pretty much no one. But they did get in the playoffs for the first time since 2002, which they ended up playing Pittsburgh, which they're going to do again. And Tampa took care of business, so they get the higher wild card seed. Packers took care of business 35-16. Colts took it. It was a tight game for a while, but they beat the Jaguars. The Rams beat the Cardinals, who just went backwards. Wolford did a good job. Seattle beats the Niners, so they get the 3 seed. The Saints get the 2 seed, 33-7 versus the Panthers. And the Titans and the Texans. And the Colts could have won this division. The Texans balled out. Every time the Titans took a lead, the Texans came storming back, and they ended up tying the score at 38. And I saw one of the most dumbest defensive plays I've seen all year. Ryan Tannehill throws. Now, mine's just 18 seconds up. They got the ball. They're on 25. Ryan Tannehill throws a ball to A.J. Brown. Keon Crossan is single covering A.J. Brown, one of the best receivers in all football, man to man, with late safety help. With 18 seconds left, you want to go you want to play as deep as humanly possible. And if they catch a crossing route and you tackle them at the 50 instead of that deep pass or the 40, they're on 40. So what? Now that takes up enough time where they're going to have a hard time getting the ball down the field. But you man A.J. Brown out. I saw some dumb coaching moves this year. That was one of the dumbest. Not dumber than the stunts that Doug Peterson pulled or that Greg Williams pulled when he got fired. But this was ridiculous. I feel bad for Deshaun Watson. I would demand a trade if I'm him. I'm like, look, Big Ben is going to leave the scene. Send me to Pittsburgh. That's my wishful thinking. But He would look good in a Washington uniform. Washington could use Deshaun Watson. He needs to go somewhere where he can play for a Super Bowl. Now, he goes to Washington with that defense. I'm going to tell you something about the Washington Redskins defense. Jack Del Rio said that Chase Young reminds him of Ray Lewis. I see similarities from the standpoint of they're very young, and when they were young, they were very leadership orientated. They were mature beyond their years when it came to that, and that passion and that fire and that motor transcended onto the field, and it also was infectious to the entire defense. And I see they look like the old Baltimore Ravens of the early 2000s, where they just listen. We got an okay offense. We're just shutting you down. You ain't scoring us. You can't block us. I don't care what kind of high-powered offense you got. Now, let me transition to the playoffs. Playoffs? Yes. All right. Let's look at these matchups, and I'll tell you what's a good matchup, what's a bad matchup. On Saturday, you got the Colts and Bills. The Bills have the easiest game on the schedule. It's good. That's the early Saturday game. Get it out of the way. The Bills will destroy the Colts. Rams, Seahawks. I like Seattle. Washington, Tampa's interesting because Tampa's been lighting it up. And Brady and they're getting Antonio Brown a couple of touches. Gronk. I got to see how healthy Evans is. Goodwin. And they run the ball a little bit. They are loaded. On paper, this should be a complete whitewash, but when you got a great defense and you got a pass rush and Brady doesn't like pass rush, it would have been better if they played the Giants. This is a tough matchup for the Buccaneers as far as trying to block that front four. Now, to get ahead, it depends on the pace of the game. If they get ahead 14-0, and Alex Smith and the Redskins got to get out of their comfort zone, forget it. But if it's like 7-3 at the half, Ravens and Titans is the best game of the entire playoffs. Best game. Because Ravens want revenge and the Titans want to get to the Super Bowl. Ravens want to get to the Super Bowl. Somebody's going home that's going to have their heart broken. Saints will destroy the Bears. Actually, that's the easiest game, Saints and Bears. And both the Bills and the Saints have the easiest games on the schedule. And then the Browns and Steelers. And the Browns beat the Steelers. Now, it depends on what Steeler team shows up. The Steeler team showed up in the first half against the Colts, you're going to get beat. So that's what's exciting about the NFL. But I'll make my – we're back here at Tell the Truth Sports Radio. I want to talk about the Garcia fight. Ryan Garcia was able to survive a second-round knockout against Luke Campbell and was able to win that fight. And he got knocked down. It was a good shot. Left cross. And he fell hard, got up, battled. That was a good fight. Now, that was worth the price I paid for the Danzum subscription. Not like Canelo and Smith, where Smith was taller, never used his jab, and ran like a chicken, was happy as heck after the fight that he went the distance. That pissed me off. But this fight, both guys came in to win. Luke Campbell battled. Ryan Garcia got off the canvas and battled, used his height and his jab and his power, and eventually hit him with a really well-placed left hook to the liver, knocked him out. He had no breath, and he ends up winning. And we have spectacular wins by Lomachenko and Teofimo over Lomachenko, and then Tank Davis's win over Santa Cruz. That was spectacular. You have three spectacular wins. These guys are in the same weight class. And then Haney took care of business with his last fight. And then Garcia calls out Haney, and he calls out Tank. He calls out Tank. Let's get a fight on, Tank. This is my issue. Everybody says I'm at the top. Everybody should come after me. Teofimo says that. I'm at the top. Everybody should come after me. Tank, I'm the cash cow. Ron Garcia, I'm the internet king. I'm the best in this world. I'm the guy that brings in the money. I'm this, I'm that. You got to fight each other. You got to fight each other now. Tank and Garcia need to fight. Lomachenko and Haney need to fight. Then you have the winner. Have it like a tournament. Have all the promoters. Get the sponsors, whatever you need to pay the promoters. Work with the networks. Whatever network is going to maybe have dueling networks. If Danzig and PBC can air it jointly. Whatever you got to do, you got to make these fight. You got to make this fight happen. I'm tired of these fighters saying, "Hey, I'm the guy. This guy's scared of me. This other guy's scared of me." Come on, stop. Fighters are fighting. None of the fighters are scared of the other fighter. Come on now. I want to see Tank versus Garcia, and then Teofimo versus Haney. You have one fight 1 week, then the following week you have the next fight. If there's no controversy, you have the winners fight each other. If there's a draw, then you have a rematch until we have a definitive winner. Then that winner fights the winner of the other fight. Now you have the pound for pound guy in the lightweight division and possibly pound for pound king. That's how you do it. Fighters who say they want to be great got to fight another. Okay, Teofimo beats Lomachenko. All right, but you got more work to do. That's just not it. You can't sit there on top and say, I'm the top guy. You got to beat a Haney. You got to beat a Tank. And you got to be a Ryan Garcia. And they all got to fight each other. And they all have to have wins over each other. And if you do that, the person on top is the guy. They had this a couple years ago. They had the super middleweight tournament. There was a lot of great super middleweights. Carl Froch and Kessler and all these guys and Andre Ward. And they all fought each other. Andre Ward was on top, and we had a clear definitive guy who was better than all the other ones, and they all fought each other. It was a great tournament. Got to do the same. Got to put your egos down. The promoters got to put their egos down. They got to take care of business and let these fights happen. I'm sick of the grandstanding and preening and saying, I'm the guy. I'm the cash. I don't care if you're a cash cow. Fight the other guy. I don't care if you make more money than the other guy. They all need to fight each other.